offensively down the stretch, getting the shots that you wanted. You had a little sequence in the third quarter where I think you and Russ and Stephen all got together real quickly before play, got a good look. Just how important are those little moments in the course of the game to kind of coordinate something?
Well, those are kind of the game within the game, and then communicating with one another, talking about what we see out there, or what we just saw right before that, and what we can try to manipulate as far as getting the best shot, or getting somebody a shot. So the more times we can have those conversations, that dialogue, the better for us as a team.
Carmelo, the way that Steven is just able to dominate on the offensive glass and the way that opponents you guys play have to send multiple guys at him, when they are sending multiple guys at him on the glass, does that help your transition defense at all?
When he goes to the glass?
Yeah, just the fact that the opponent has to send other people.
It gives us the opportunity to get back, and we let Steve do what he do best, which is attack the offensive glass. So we know that, and we kind of structure what we're going to do defensively, transition defense around that. As long as we're back and they got 2-3 guys on them, then our defense is set in the half court and in transition.
Carmelo, your three has been falling the last several games. Anything different the offense is doing, or is your shot just going?
Just going. Just going. That's it. Same shots. Some days they go in, some days they don't. Just sticking with it. I think the most important thing is just not allowing yourself to, get discouraged when you miss shots. Knowing that the majority of the shots that you take are the same type of shots, or might be the same shots from the same spot on the court day in and day out. And they, my teammates started to do a better job of, finding me in those spots. And the last couple of games, they've been great at doing that. And as a result, I'll reward them with a make.
Have you worked with Jeremy or talked to him at all about his three-point shooting?
Yeah, I mean, since I've been here, he's been, kind of in our group. Him and Paul has been the guys of, the shooting groups, and, just talking and encouraging him to, kind of take a little bit more. If he's open, shoot the shot, don't think about it. And he's been doing that. He's not, you can tell when he's shooting now, he's not even thinking about it. It's fluid. He's not second guessing what he's going to do.
How important is that to you, that role as a mentor at this point to you, doing some of that kind of stuff for these younger guys?
Well, it's helpful. When you sit back and kind of understand that, the amount of young guys we have on this team, or in this league as a whole, I've been around for a long time, and I want to. You tell me you're calling back?
Yeah.
I'm going to. But I've been around for a long time, and I want to give that that insight and that knowledge to the young guys. And Jeremy's somebody who I work with every day. We work together. We shoot together. We same workout group. So it's somebody that you want to try to encourage, because he's a major part in what we're trying to do here.
People get pretty fired up around here when the Warriors come to town. What was that first game like when they came here, and then what do you kind of expect environment-wise tomorrow?
The first game was as far as atmosphere, it was one hell of an atmosphere. It was a fun game to be a part of, as far as the fans and, just Oklahoma as a whole. I remember watching the games before back when I was in New York, just watching Oklahoma and Golden State. Man, those games are fun. Like, wish you could be a part of those. Not at that time, I wasn't saying I'm part of the Oklahoma City Golden State game, but games like that. Because being back east, you have games like that more often than not when a lot of the rivalries play. But that atmosphere, the first game was very special. Here.
Those games, you think you'll kind of look back on later in your career, like that, with an intensity environment like that?
Yeah, those type of games are like staple games. Like, you would never forget those type of games. The atmosphere that those games bring, especially now, like tomorrow with playoffs right around the corner, and with both teams gearing up for that moment, for that run. I'm pretty sure to be ecstatic in there tomorrow.
What is it about you guys? You match up pretty well with the Warriors this year. You've won 2 of 3 and handled them those times pretty easily. What is it about your team that's a pretty good matchup?
Well, we just play. We just play. I mean, we compete. We know what we have to do. We know what we can control, and we try to do that to the best that we can, and not trying to worry about anything else. And you know, I think we do match up with them, you know, fairly well, and we've shown that in previous 2-3 games. And tonight's another. I mean, tomorrow's another game that we can have an opportunity at that.
You'd mentioned that.
Couple more.
You'd mentioned that the guys had figured out kind of how you play and how to get the ball to you in certain spots. What adjustments have you been able to make in the second half of the season to become more available and make those things work for yourself? On your end, what's the adjustment been?
I mean, just acceptance of kind of what I have to do here and what is needed of me. And, you know, I think the other guys on the team, they do it, you know, they, after they started playing with each other, you know, more and more, like we started to figure out each other's game. We know what each other brings to the game, and you know, those guys are, you know, finding me in transition. They finding me when guys collapse on the defensive end, and we just, you know, just sharing the ball. You know, I think when we share the ball and we move the ball, and everybody feel a part of the actual game, the rhythm comes, the flow of the game come. Because the rhythm is a lot different than what we had in the past, so we got to find ways to find that rhythm. And when we all feel a part of the game, you know, it's the rhythm, you know, gets there.
Russ likes to tell us
Last
that
one.
he treats every game the same, every opponent the same. But the Warriors seem to bring out a special fire in him. Have you noticed that he gears up?
No, I didn't notice that. No, I never.
What have you seen? What have you seen in those 3
Well,
games?
man, he's Russ. I didn't notice that though. I didn't notice that.
Thank you.